In this video, we're going to take a look at how we go from imperial units to metric units, and we're going to focus just on units of distance. If you take a look at this chart on the screen, you'll see that I've given you the most common kind of pairs in the imperial and metric units. So the ones that pretty much fit together the most kind of closely and in terms of what they generally represent. So here we have feet going to meters, and then meters going to feet, miles and kilometers, and then inches and centimeters. Now, this isn't to say, for example, that you couldn't go from feet to kilometers. We know that we can, we just have to maybe go through meters first. So let's practice some easy ones. So let's take a look at 2 miles and convert that into kilometers. So by now we know that we need to do a unit analysis here, which means that we need to figure out how many units are in of the kind of end result are in the starting one, and we're going to do a little bit of multiplication and or division. So we're going to start with 2 miles, and we're going to come up with our fraction here, which is going to have miles in the denominator and kilometers in the numerator, because again, we're going 2 kilometers. So we have two options here. We can either say that 1 mile is equal to 1.60934 kilometers, or we can say that 1 kilometer is equal to 0.621371 miles. Either way, we will get the same answer because we're either multiplying by a big number or dividing by a little number, vice versa, which is going to result in the same answer. So I'm just going to pick 1 mile in the denominator and 1.60934 kilometers in the numerator. So 2 multiplied by 1.60934 is going to give us 3.21868 kilometers. Now, of course, we don't need all these digits. You might have a question that'll say round to 2 decimal places, round to 3 decimal places, round to the ones unit. For these, we're going to round to 2 decimal places just because it's kind of the most. It still gives us enough information, but not too much. That's not going to be meaningful. So we're going to say that 2 miles is approximately equal to 3.22 kilometers. So let's do that again, going the other way this time. So 3 kilometers times, and we're going to build our fraction with miles in the numerator, kilometers in the denominator. Let's use the same ratio that we just used. So that is 1 mile is equivalent to 1.60934 kilometers. So in this case, we're going to divide. 3 divided by 1.60934 is going to give us about 1.86 miles. So we're going to say that 3 kilometers is approximately equivalent to 1.86 miles. Let's do that again now with feet and meters. So I'm going to say 7 feet. I'm going to multiply that by some fraction where feet are in the denominator, meters are in the numerator. Here we'll say 1 meter is equal to 3.28084 feet, and this again is from the first kind of table we saw. So this is a division. So 7 divided by 3.28084 is going to give us about 2.13 meters. So we would say that 7 feet is approximately equal to 2.13 meters. Let's do the same thing here on the other side, but going from meters to feet. So 2 meters times some amount with feet in the numerator and meters in the denominator. So we have 3.28084 feet is 1 meter. So this is a multiplication. 2 times 3.28084 is going to give us about 6.56 feet. So we would say that 2 meters is approximately equal to 6.56 feet. Now let's go from what's probably your most common units, ones that you kind of see and maybe use more often is going to be centimeters. So 10 inches times some fraction here where we have centimeters in the numerator and inches in the denominator. So we're going to say 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So that means 10 inches is going to be 25.4 centimeters. Since we didn't round here, we'll just say they are equal to each other. And we'll do the same thing going from centimeters to inches. So 25 centimeters times, and again our fraction will have inches this time in the numerator, centimeters in the denominator. So that's going to be times 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. So this time it's 25 divided by 2.54, and that's going to give us 9.84 and a bunch of other decimals. So we're going to round off here and say 25 centimeters is approximately equal to 9.84 inches. Now, what if we want to go from a really big unit like miles to a really small unit, or a medium-sized unit, shouldn't say really small unit, a medium-sized unit like meters. So we're going to start with miles, 1 mile. And you've kind of got your pick here of what you want to do. So you can either go miles to feet, which is something we did in the Imperial distance video, or you could go from miles to, let's say, kilometers, and then kilometers to meters. So we're going to go from miles to feet first, and then we're going to go from feet to meters. So 1 mile is going to be equal to 5280 feet in 1 mile. And we're going to then go from feet to meters. And so 1 foot is equivalent to 0.3048 meters. So we can put that into our calculator. So it's going to be 1 times 5280 times 0.3048, and that's going to give us 1,609.34 meters. So 1 mile is approximately equal to 1,609.34 meters. Let's now go from centimeters to feet. In this example, I'm going to start with 50 centimeters, and I'm going to go from centimeters to meters first, because that's a really easy conversion. So we always want to do kind of the easiest ones we can. So we have 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. And then if you remember from the start of this video, how many centimeters or how many meters are going to be in a foot? So we have 1 meter, let's say, down here, and that's equal to 3.28084 feet. So this is a unique case because what we've decided to do this time is going to have us start with 50, divide by 100, and then multiply by 3.28084, and that is going to give us with leave us with 1.64 feet. So we would say that 50 centimeters is approximately equal to 1.64